Welcome everybody to the Scott County Lady Cardinals News Graphic Coaches Show with Coach Steve Helton. I'm Kal Oakes, and our special guest this week is Maaliya Owens. And we're here to talk about a busy, and I do mean busy week with the Lady Cards. Some good news, some bad news. Let's start with the good news. Let's go chronologically. You came back from Texas, had a week to kind of practice and reevaluate some things and kind of look forward to the new year. And you took out some frustration on two pretty good athletic teams on that first weekend.
Bryan Station, it's always a battle going over there, district rivals. There was some, you hate to look back and you don't want to talk about last year, but, at the same time, that team ended our season. And our kids remembered that. Our coaches definitely remembered that. And, our girls just came out and played well. I mean, they just flat out came out defensively, set the tone, passed the first two possessions, and then we never looked back. So I was really proud of them. And, after you have an emotional game like that, because it was an emotional win, right. Whether it be what the school board said, it was an emotional game for us. You got to come back and play a team that I watched on film, and I thought they were one of the best teams we'd seen all year in Nelson County, and just came out and the Nets were on fire that night.
It was 18-2 right off the bat, and got the tempo to your liking. Made some shots, as you and I have talked about. When you make shots, life gets easier.
That's when coaches are at their best. No matter what we draw up, no matter what we try to run and don't run, if the shot goes in, that's good coaching.
He's a genius. Talk a little bit, Maaliya, about the Bryan Station game, because he and I talked about how the coaches have a long memory for that sort of stuff. Do players think about it a lot when a team like that knocks you out of the playoffs the year before?
Well, we think about it, but it's not as long as he thinks about it. We have a shorter memory because we just want to get him back. So
you're just focused on the moment at hand. Right? What was the key to that game? Was it just defense, creating offense, and just the whole snowball effect of it, or what?
Well, basically, we knew they had some pretty good players coming in, so we had to shut them down, and so we could score on offense. That led to a lot of layups. Like, they didn't even set their defense for almost the whole first quarter. So it was easy when we play good defense just to get easy layups.
And when you make easy layups, you set up your defense even more so, I imagine.
Yes.
And create, I think I saw, 9 for 50 something they were in that game. I mean, anytime you hold the team to that kind of percentage, you're going to win most games.
You should.
Yeah.
At least you should. But again, it's that buy-in, because everybody talks about, running gun, and trust me, we've talked, the girls know we want to get 90, I'd love to get 100 possessions a game. You're not going to get that unless you get defensive stops, at least a percentage. I understand there's times we're going to give up a layup or two just because we're trying to, I don't want to say bait the other team into running, but bait them into feeling like they can run. And, that's what takes a lot of pride in our defense up.
Was it the same story, Maaliya, against Nelson County as far as the defensive intensity sort of making things happen?
Pretty much. We knew they also had two really good players, and so we had to shut them down in order for us to get easy shots, but we were hitting a lot early, so that also helped.
Yeah, it was just a lot of balance that night, I thought. Both nights really on the weekend.
It's amazing how hitting shots helps your defense too, because you hit a shot, and we've always joked about this. When you start hitting that shot, you're the first one down the court. And then you hit a shot, you're bouncing on defense, you're ready to go.
You're slapping the floor.
There's something that's connected to when the ball goes to the hole to your defense. But again, two really good nights back to back. And why are we playing back to back? Well, Toyota Classics back to back. A lot of your bigger tournaments are, in one in Texas, we get 2 in one day. Your state tournament, your district, your regionals. That's the schedule's just not put together just for the fun of it. Let's put a game in here. We try to position it where you have a tough game on Friday, you got to come right back on Saturday, change game plans overnight. And, they get all the credit because they've really done a great job.
And Saturday night, playing on a neutral court, playing at 8 o'clock, that's kind of a playoff type of atmosphere too. You're kind of creating that for down the road.
So everything's
by design.
There is a plan. You talk about the chaos. There is a plan behind it. Does it always go that way? No. But when it works, everybody looks like, wow, now I get it. And, this will pay off later.
So you played back-to-back, and back-to-back means you had to play 4 out of 5, and let's talk about the third game in that, because we have to get there, I guess, at some point in this show. Tough one at home. First time at home in a month. Kind of came out of the gate slowly and never fully recovered, even though you got the lead in that game, I thought, against Madison Central.
Just flat. You know, we were flat. There was, and it started with the locker room, and you know, that goes back to me. You know, I sensed it, and I thought, well, let's go play. Let's go play. We'll be okay, because we have recovered like that. And it came out flat from warm-ups. Warm-ups were flat. You know, we had a great crowd. You know, the band was here. Madison Central, you know, they won 9 in a row. They were ready to play. And then, you know, we had some things go. You know, just didn't. We missed some shots early. And when you miss those shots early, you just had that look. You're like, oh no, here we go. You know, we had the issue with Lauren when she went down, and I think once she went down, we still had that oh no. Took us a while to regather ourselves. Took the lead, had the lead. And, you know, it was just some moments where we need to learn from, and I think we did, and got to move forward. You know, this is one of the times we told the players, you got to have a short memory. And, you know, give Madison Central credit. You know, they had a good game plan, which I'd say that tape is throughout the state of Kentucky right now. You know, you play them 2-3 zone half court, dare them to get out and run, and, you know, that is our kryptonite as of now. As of now.
Yeah, but you're working on it. It's a work in progress. As a player, Maaliya, do you get the feeling, is there a point in a game like that early on where you think, oh no, maybe this isn't our night? I mean, do you get that feeling even in warm-ups, like Coach said?
Definitely. You can kind of tell, especially when the game starts and we're just kind of like going, and it's, you can tell we're not really playing our game. We're kind of playing slow and kind of sluggish. And then you're like, okay, we either need to get it together or this is not going to be a good outcome.
And that's a hard thing to get in midstream, isn't it? In the middle of a game when things are already, you know, the emotions are already going. I mean, you as a coach, how do you try to get that back?
You know, we talk about the light switch. You know, you can't turn it on and off. We have great leaders on this team. You know, and I'm trying to really push them. Maaliya is doing that job of stepping up. You know, I'm begging, we need that in leadership. Coach-driven teams have a short life, and we need that players to drive. You know, Maaliya is communicating with me on and off the court what she sees, what we're doing. She's trying to get this thing going. You know, that night, it just, again, we battled back, you know, and our kids gave us everything we had. And then, again, a learning experience happened there, a couple possessions, you know, time and score. We addressed it. Came back Tuesday night, same, almost identical situation. We had a little bit bigger lead, but we pulled it out. We call Princeton, which is our delay game, and we ran about 2 minutes off the clock. Like we wanted to, got people fouled. You know, Maaliya got to the free throw line, knocked the free throws down, and you know, the rest is history.
And you were standing there thinking, why couldn't we have done that on Monday night?
I was thinking a lot of things, Cal. I was thinking a lot of things. You know, but it was great to see how they responded.
The lesson learned,
yes,
and move forward.
So proud of them.
Not a lot of seniors on this team, as we've mentioned, at least that play a ton. And obviously, you alluded earlier to Lauren Beam's injury, a scary-looking injury in the second quarter of the Madison Central game. But the news is better than it might have been, I guess.
You know, I think Belichick, you know, a fan or not of him for the, you know, Patriots.
I'm a fan.
You know, he made this statement. If I knew they were going to get hurt, I'd took them out.
Right.
You know, and if we'd have known that play was going to, you know, end like that, I'd have put her on the bench before that play.
His other statement is next man up, which I'm sure you've said that.
And that's where we're at. You know, we met today, and about midway through practice, before we started working on stuff, we said we need to get the elephant out of the room and address this. And you know, we've got to move forward. You know, it's a terrible thing. You know, I would take the injury before I would have any of our kids be hurt. But you know, in the game of basketball, football, baseball, you know, cheerleading, whatever it is, there's injuries happen, and we have depth. We've talked about that all year long. All this is going to do to kind of speed the process up with a little bit of our depth. And our depth came through last night. You know, we had some 8th graders in there at the end of the game. At the end of the game, in crunch time, did a great job. We got some juniors who are fighting their way back. We got, you know, Holly got to start, you know, as a senior. So it's going to depend on who we're playing. It's going to depend on how we're playing. Also going to depend on, I guess, coach's gut feeling, what we're going to do.
And the good news, I guess, is as far as if she takes care of this injury, district, good Lord willing, regions and beyond, she may be able to return and contribute.
Good Lord, we're going to speed this along and get as many prayers as we can up for her and speed her up as fast as we can.
2 to 4 weeks, hopefully, and that would be great to get her back out there. And of course, a win over Dunbar on Tuesday night. How was it different, Maaliya, from your perspective? Just able to kind of shake out the cobwebs and get off to a better start?
Well, I think we were kind of upset about that we got beat on our own court from a team that we really thought we should have beat. So we're kind of already have that kind of, I guess, kind of bulldog kind of coming into the game thinking, oh, we should beat this team because we're not going to lose like that again. So it's like we kind of just want to beat them and we want to crush them.
And you were able to kind of withstand. I guess they kind of held you down early, but you made a run at the end of the half, it sounds like, and got the lead, and this time we were able to hold on.
Almost identical game plan to what we seen on Monday night, so we were a little bit better prepared. We felt like they were going to play a half-court zone, and again, I believe that with all my heart, that scouting report is out. It's out on us.
You would play that against you if you.
Absolutely. I mean, how will we guard Maaliya? And that's what I think about when I try to come up with game plans. How would I guard Maaliya? And I don't know how I would guard her because she can shoot the ball, she can drive the ball, she can handle the ball, she rebounds. One of the best athletes on the team, and the way she gets out on the floor and runs. How would I guard her? So, we're getting better. We're getting better. Maaliya's getting better every game. I look at her and I think, today we're talking about offense. I'm like, I've changed her offenses, about once every month. And I went back today to something we ran probably 5-6 years ago, and I was looking at Maaliya saying, it's overload or it's motion, zone motion. And she goes, Coach, I wasn't here. And I'm like, oh, you weren't here. But she is that, she's a coach's kid. Her family is, she's grown up. She lives in the gym. She is that traditional gym rat who is working out. If we have a day off or if we have a short day, she's working out, getting better, and I'm just tickled to death. She's just a sophomore.
Is that how you would describe your game? You just see yourself as kind of an all-around player and try to be good at everything?
Well, yes, I definitely try to do that. But I mean, that's kind of how I describe myself. But it all comes with just working extra. And if we come out of practice, so can I get in the gym? Or my mom saying, "No, you're gonna get in the gym today." So, depending on homework and stuff. But it helps you become an all-around player.
And it looks like as far as where your shot selection, you'll shoot from outside, you'll shoot from inside. You can do a lot of different things. I mean, is that you try to be that versatile player that can play different places on the floor?
Definitely. Yeah. It's hard to guard like that.
Along with, she usually has to guard the defensive assignment off their best player, especially if it's a guard. So, not only if she came off the floor last night, and I know she was wore out because she played 32 minutes. And I'm like, well, you've got to guard their best player. Well, at the same time, we need you scoring 20 to 30 a game too. So, but just an incredible young lady on and off the court in the classroom. Just really proud of her.
We've talked about some other players that you kind of have to beg them to shoot more. Maaliya strikes me as something you don't have to do that with. She's not afraid.
I have no problem with that. I trust Maaliya. I trust her decision making. I trust her with the ball. I trust her without the ball. Just an incredible young lady.
What's up this week? I guess the schedule is a little bit streamlined from what it was. You got rid of one game for now.
We had a schedule conflict, or not we did, but Perry Central did. So we go on the road to Cooper, which will be a battle in that region. We've won very few games in the 9th region in our 17 years. Then we have another showcase event, get the girls out in a New Year's bash at Fairdale. We play Greene County, which is having one of their best years that they've ever had in school history. And then here comes the Classic with 4 teams.
You didn't schedule any patsies for the Classic.
4 teams, all the top 10, all the top 12. So it will be a battle, and we'll see what's left.
You like the schedule that he's put you on? I mean, you're playing some of the best teams in state, out of state. It doesn't seem to matter.
Well, I like it because then when we get to region or if we make it to state tournament, it's easy. It's like, oh, we played this type of game in Texas, or we played this type of game when we had to play back to back.
Iron sharpens iron, as they say, right? We will talk about all those games next week. We'll talk about the Toyota Classic next week. We might even be here a day earlier since that thing starts on Wednesday. Until next time, thank you, Maaliya. Thank you, Coach. We'll see you on the sidelines.